2016, a psychic told my sister that I was going to fall in love in my 20th year. And for 3 years since then, I have tried not to cling to that old, mysterious folklore that attempted to map out my destiny. The same kind of magic that my ancestors use in order to talk to me. To sit in the same room as me and send me electric signals to mimic the way I would feel when I met you. She asked me, "You see women, don't you?" And I just smiled. Now my own psychic from 2018, less than a month before I was to meet you, never mentioned a single thing about you. Never told me where you were coming from, where you were going, or what kind of respite we would be needing from each other. Instead, she sat back and told me rudimentary details about my family and their awaited messages to me that carried weight in a totally different way. She was never going to tell me anything I needed to know about you. How to brush my fingers smoothly through your hair when all you ever do is mutter, "Man, I need another haircut." She was never going to tell me that you would be able to communicate with me simply by smacking your lips together, because you knew that wherever I was, I would hear that reverberation, and it would always bring me back to you. She didn't tell me that your soft eyes would dilate into the sweetest remnants of honey, freckles twinkling like ancient constellations, or that sometimes I would forget how to push the brisk northern wind through my lungs. I am so glad that she didn't. Instead, she told me, "You are going to be led by the Spirit for real." And I had no choice but to believe her when she said, "You are instead going to spend your time teaching others and yourself how to heal the mind." And it was in that moment that I realized that wishing was an ambiguous word, right up there next to its abused siblings, desire and expectation, songs that I could never quite translate with you. But when we first locked eyes as I was wiping down tables on that warm July day, the moon was 90 degrees ahead of the sun, and that silver crescent hung in the evening sky, and I looked at you, played with your little corporate name tag, and no amount of speaking in tongues compared to the language we had spoken that day, and so on. She was never going to tell me anything I needed to know about you, because she knew she didn't need to. And I am so glad that she didn't.